Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Church of Utica. I'm Roz Kearney, a member of the Board of Trustees of this congregation. Whether you are visiting for the first time or have been a member for many years, you are welcome here. Whatever faiths you have known, if any, you are welcome here. Whoever you are and whomever you love, you are welcome here. We are invited to bring our whole selves to this worship service, our doubts as well as our convictions, the pain and joy we have known, our longing for connection and understanding. Every part of you is welcome here. If you are signing in for the first time, we are glad you have joined us and hope you will stay for informal conversation in breakout groups after the service. We have a few announcements today. The first is, please sign up to attend one of 5 farewell sharing circles held over the next few weeks. They offer a small group opportunity to connect and say goodbye in a meaningful way. The links to register are in the newsletter. Secondly, our church is holding an event for the media this afternoon to celebrate the installation of our banner. Our banner uplifts our support for the work of Black Lives Matter and of the LGBTQ+ communities. Although we are keeping the event very small in person to prevent the spread of COVID, you can watch live on the church Facebook page. It starts at 2:00 this afternoon. Should be short, and the video will remain accessible on Facebook after the fact. Let us open our hearts and minds to the experience of community and the wisdom of love.
Good morning. My name is Jules. I am part of the inclusion team of this congregation, and we wanted to let you know that Transgender Day of Remembrance will be coming up this coming Friday, November 20th. Transgender Day of Remembrance is an annual observation on November 20th that honors the memory of the transgender people whose lives were lost in acts of anti-transgender violence. Trans Day of Remembrance was started in 1999 by transgender advocate Gwendolyn Ann Smith as a vigil to honor the memory of Rita Hester, a transgender woman who was killed in 1998. The vigil commemorated all the transgender people lost to violence since Rita Hester's death and began an important tradition that has become the annual Transgender Day of Remembrance. This year, the official monitoring counts between 35 and 40 trans and gender nonconforming people murdered in America, and a global count of 350. It's important to note that these heartbreaking numbers are likely low due to the systemic tendency for hate crimes to go unreported or misreported in official documentation and media. The inclusion team of this church will put links to more information, including this year's list of names, in this week's newsletter, as well as resources for those who need them and places to donate money and energy for those who can. Remember that who you are, all of you, is welcome here, and that you are loved.
Good morning, and thank you for inviting me to join you at Utica again. So nice to see everyone. I'm so grateful that we have such a tool as Zoom that allows us to take time to join together in a time of challenge and a time of change. It's as if the universe knew we would need such help during these times. I've used it to connect to family, friends, work, as you have, I'm sure, to board meetings. Hospitals have used various forms of video chat to connect families to inpatients. In a time of challenge, look for the good. Practice gratitude. With gratitude, optimism becomes sustainable. Remember to say thank you every day. And I say thank you to all those who have created this Zoom opportunity, as well as all of you who support it. In this spirit of gratitude, we worship together. And now we are going to have hymn number 1009. Please join us singing on mute.
When I breathe in, I'll breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I'll breathe out love. When I breathe in, I'll breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I'll breathe out love when I breathe in. I'll breathe in peace when I breathe out. I'll breathe out love when I breathe in. I'll breathe in peace when I breathe out. I'll breathe out love when I breathe in. I'll breathe in peace when I breathe out. I'll breathe out love when I breathe in. I'll breathe in peace when I breathe out. I'll breathe out love when I breathe in. I'll breathe in peace when I breathe out. I'll breathe out love when I breathe in. I'll breathe in peace when I breathe out. I'll breathe out love when I breathe in. I'll breathe in peace when I breathe out. I'll breathe out love when I breathe in. I'll breathe in peace when I breathe out. I'll breathe out love.
Good morning. Our chalice lighting words are by Paul Stephan Dodenhoff. Joy and grief, health and sickness, light and darkness, peace and anger, life and death, wholeness and brokenness. We each bring all of these here to this space of unity in diversity. For this 1 hour of this one day, and pour them out, commingling the oil of our lives to become the flame of this chalice, the symbol of our shared living faith.
Good morning. We have a wonderful children's story that also, of course, always applies to all of us, all the adults, called Be Who You Are. So we'll have to figure out how to hold this up for you. By Todd Parr. He says, be who you are. Be old. Be young. Be a different color. Wear everything you need to be you. Speak your language, whatever that is. Learn however it is that you learn. Be proud of wherever it is you are from. Be your own family. Be whoever you are, because that is who you are. That is loved. That is perfect. Whoever you are is perfect. Be silly. Sometimes we have to be brave. Dance, play, learn, read, discover. Share your feelings. Don't keep them all bottled up inside. Find someone, something, a dog. Share your feelings. Here we have happy, mad, sad, silly, scared, proud. Whatever those feelings are, that is be who you are. Be who you are. Try new things. Try tacos, pizza, noodles. Try driving to work in a different way for adults. Be confident in who you are. Who you are is perfect. Stand up for yourself. It's okay. Be energetic. Be peaceful. Especially now, we have time to do yoga and quiet things. Be the best you can be. That's perfect. Be whoever you are. Just be who you are. It doesn't matter what color you are, where you are from, or who's in your family. Everyone needs to be loved. Always love yourself and be who you are. The end. Please take a moment to sit quietly and let these requests and your own silent requests fill the space. If you wish, gently close your eyes. Drop down out of your head and into your heart space. Fill that heart space with a loving thought, or just feel the love that is there. It is always there. Sometimes it needs a push by remembering a moment when you felt love for another or from another. This is a safe space. Envision it as a warm light, like the sun in your heart space. Now, let that sunshine grow. Let it fill your body. Let it fill the room you are in. Let it expand out and fill the building that you are in. Expand it outward. Let that lovingness flow out to your neighborhood. Let that lovingness flow to each one here. Let it flow to your family and all those you care about. He's swimming in light. Take a moment to rest in that. It is always there for you. Feel the love. It is always there. Now bring it in and bring your awareness back to our meeting. Slowly open your eyes if they were closed. Take a deep breath. Smile. A smile makes the rest of you smile. Welcome back. My reading this morning is from the book White Fire by the teacher named Muji. Mind presents options. Heart offers recognition. Mind imagines. Heart reveals. Mind strays. Heart stays. Mind thinks. Heart knows. Mind is becoming. Heart is being. Mind introduces creature comforts. Heart introduces the Creator, the divine. Staying rooted in faith, hope, and love in a time of distraction and change. How do we do that? Each morning when I open my curtains, I greet a very large maple tree in my front yard. In fact, it inspired me for this title. It stands quietly like a sentinel over my house. It is the first of many thanks I offer from my window in the beginning of my day. Thank you to the trees. Thank you to the earth. Thank you to the wind, the sun, the sky, the moon, the winged ones, the four-legged ones, the creepy crawlies, the stone nation, all the plants. It's such an incredible tapestry outside my window. It reminds me. This morning ritual was inspired by discovering the Haudenosaunee Thanksgiving prayer. It's a beautiful prayer. They begin their meetings by reciting it, and it thanks everything. It is so beautiful. It sets the tone for my day as gratitude, puts gratitude into my roots. And when I acknowledge that place in me, my spirits are lifted, and I'm reminded of all the connectedness of all things. The tree also reminds me of the seasons. And now I'm watching the leaves fall as it prepares for winter. Well, I think they have already fallen. It is a reminder of the cyclical nature of all things. Every day the sun rises, and every day the sun sets. We experience cycles of hot weather and cold weather, wet weather, dry weather. And if we keep it on that level, very simple level, one can see that our happiness arises when we like the current cycle. Oh, it's a beautiful day out there. And we're sad, miserable, and even angry when we do not. Oh, it's raining. It can be that simple. What controls our happiness? Our happiness comes and our happiness goes due to our perspective, our plans, our wish. Yet if we step back and remember the cycle, that it will pass, we can have faith and hope and understanding that the weather we like will come about. All the great teachings remind us to be here now, not where we want it to be, not where it was yesterday, in that being, in our roots, in our heart. We accept whatever that weather is without aversion or inclination. The tree does not yell at the wind or the rain. It relies on its roots to hold it steady, whatever comes. It is nevertheless blown about during a storm as we are. The strength of roots is so important in a storm. In the same way, we need to be cognizant of our own roots. What do we have faith about? Do we think life is fair, unfair, difficult, easy? Are we the pessimist or the optimist? My Gurdjieff teacher stressed over and over to never stop looking at just two possibilities. Is it this or that? Always look for that third option. Wonderful example of this came across my Facebook page recently. It said, my therapist set half a glass of water in front of me, and he asked me, was I an optimist or a pessimist? So I drank the water and told him I was a problem solver. Such a great example of looking outside the this or that, where we so often become stuck. Never be boxed in by your thinking. Never stop looking for the third possibility. That is how we grow our roots. And the deeper your roots, the greater the possibilities. Meditation is a wonderful technique to grow your roots. It is about sinking into your roots, sinking into your heart, sinking into your soul, whatever that is for you. Life is like the trees the leaves on the tree that come and go. As we sit quietly, as we did with our meditation, we sink into the roots of our being, into our own soul. The Irish poet John O'Donohue wrote, all holiness is about learning to hear the voice of your own soul. It is always there, and the more deeply you learn to listen, the greater surprises and discoveries that will unfold. To enter into the gentleness of your own soul changes the tone and quality of your life. Your life is no longer consumed by hunger for the next event, the next experience, or the next achievement. You learn to come down from the treadmill and walk on the earth. With this pandemic, many have stepped down from the treadmill of life. Run here, go there, pick up this, to a quieter time. Yet some still resist leaving that treadmill. So at home they're cleaning closets, learning new languages, keeping busy, and not really taking advantage of this beautiful opportunity to be quiet, to connect, to sink into their inner roots. Remaining deep in yourself, the distractions and change in the world cause less and less disharmony, less agitation, anxiety, fear. We are not perfect. We climb the tree to see what's happening. Go look, see what's happening out there. I like to look, Facebook, Twitter. I shake my head. I rail at the wind. Then I remember my tree. I don't live there. I don't stay up in the leaves. There is, from a spiritual point of view, no profit in it. This storm of life has truly shaken us in our roots. Yet it brings a gift of waking us from our slumber, our autopilot. I know if you've ever heard me speak before, I always get to autopilot. We want to be on autopilot. We don't want to have to think about what we're doing or plan what we're doing. We don't have to feel. We do the same thing over and over, the same way. Suddenly someone changes the rules, and look at how angry some people become. They just want to go back to autopilot. How soon can I go back to autopilot? It's uncomfortable to be on autopilot, to redesign your day, to move in the moment. And what's even worse, we don't know how long it will last. So how do we get through it? Look for words of wisdom. Look for the love of family and friends in your life. Find a reason for hope. Hope is something we must nurture. To see a light at the end of the tunnel, we discover patience. We encourage ourselves and each other to keep moving to their highest good, to be their best self, regardless of what wind blows, and to have faith. I love this description by a physicist about faith, Edward Teller. He says, when you get to the end of all the light you know, and it's time to step into the darkness of what you don't know, faith is knowing that one of two things shall happen. Either you will be given something solid to stand on, or you will be taught how to fly. In the current political landscape, I found hope and faith. In the words of that great teacher, Mahatma Gandhi, he said, when I despair, I remember that all through history, the ways of truth and love have always won. The ways of truth and love have always won. There have been tyrants, and for a time, sometimes they seemed invincible, but in the end, they always fall. Always. Mahatma Gandhi, Gandhiji, he is such a great example of strong roots. All the atrocities of the British in India failed to turn him away from what he saw as his duty to pursue freedom. He felt this duty deep in his roots. He reminds us of cycles. We hold on, do everything we can to help, and know that this will end. Surely there is a cost. Be ready to pick up the pieces of people and things that are broken in that awful process. Lift others when you can. Accept help for yourself. The trick is not to lose oneself in the down cycle, but to remember that the up cycle will come. It will come. Often in suicide cases, what we discover is that people thought it would never change, it would never get better. We are cyclical, we are in cycles in this place. It does come, it does go. When you lose yourself, perhaps in anger, anxiety, blame, take a moment to sit with it. Try not to be a reactor. Let that wave pass over you. Watch it. Don't own it. Let it go. Find what button it pushes in you. I will sometimes consider, what if someone else said those same words to me? How would it feel? How would I react? Try it with different persons you respect. So if my mom calls me stupid, I think, well, I've just got to work harder. If somebody I don't like calls me stupid, then I get really mad at that person. So if we hear in different voices the same exact words, stop and look at what buttons in you are being pushed. A colleague from One Spirit calls it WTF. Now I know what you think what WTF means. What the She transforms it to welcoming the feelings. Welcoming the feelings. So when you hear yourself thinking, what the, switch over to welcoming the feelings. What am I feeling? And why am I feeling that? What button was pushed? Don't own them. Can you just watch them pass through like a cloud going by in the blue sky? You watch it come. Oh, here comes somebody who's angry. I'm angry. Oh, there it goes. I'm not angry anymore. Here comes a thought. I'm sad. I'm letting go of that thought. Comes and goes. Sometimes it's too much and we shut down, and that's perfectly okay. We don't want to acknowledge the feeling of anger or grief. We block it or let it control the response. It's okay. When you're ready, let it come, let it go. Be gentle on yourself. Help others. Let others help you. Stay in your roots. Each time you remember to let it go, your roots are strengthened and you are more prepared for the next time. And there will be a next time. But do not beat yourself up if you missed that wave. In my community, we had a saying, sometimes you eat the bear and sometimes the bear eats you. Move on. There will be more opportunities to practice. Be ready for it. Do what you can. Forgive yourself quickly. And in that moment, after that wave passes over, ask it what it came to teach you. Is there something you need to understand? Is there something you need to do? If you're sinking into your roots, you can see more clearly when that passes. New insights come. By not reacting, it's not about being a doormat, but choosing when you react and where you are reacting from your roots of faith, your roots of hope, your roots of love, instead of just being reactive to every wind that blows. What good can come if you're acting out of anger? What good can come when you can't see straight? Sometimes there is nothing you can do but let it rain and wait for the sunshine. It will come. The cycle passes. Rest in your roots. Act from your roots. For those who have studied martial arts, you probably see the parallel. If you're all up in here, up in your head, your opponent can easily tip you over. Sink into your roots. Make those roots of peace, of connectedness, wholeness. This is in you, but you must make time to sink into it from time to time, to rest there, to prepare, to be ready for when those storms come. Act from your roots. Help others when you can. Let others help you. Emanate your love into the world, much like we did in that meditation. March peacefully. Be who you are. Seed the world around you with your heart and your peaceful actions, not with your anger and anxiety. Always look for opportunities to grow your roots. You're steady as she goes, and especially during a down cycle. Then when the up cycle comes, you are ready for something new. We never return to the old. It always changes. That's what a storm is for, to create change, to create growth. The universe never stands still. And whatever you touch, you change. And all that change changes you. Let that change come from your roots. Brené Brown reminds us we are being given the opportunity to stitch a new garment, one that fits all of humanity and nature. We have been in winter and are the midwives bringing in a new spring. Remember, even in spring, it sometimes still snows. Be patient, be hopeful. Let what comes sprout from our acts of faith, hope, and love, and not anger, fear, and blame. Each act becomes a seed for new beginnings. Be hopeful for a new beginning. Be grateful for each opportunity, each relationship. Have faith. Good will come. Be loving in the journey. Blessed be. Amen.
When our heart is in a holy place, when our heart is in a holy place, we are blessed with love and amazing grace. When our heart is in a holy place, when we trust the wisdom in each of us, every color, every creed and kind, and we see our faces in each other's eyes, then our heart is in a holy place. When our heart is in a holy place, when our heart is in a holy place, we are blessed with love and amazing grace. When our heart is in a holy place, when we tell our story from deep inside, and we listen with a loving mind, and we hear our voices in each other's words, then our heart is in a holy place. When our heart is in a holy place, when our heart is in a holy place, we are blessed with love and amazing grace. When our heart is in a holy place, when we share the silence of sacred space, and the God of our heart stirs within, and we feel the power in each other's faith, then our heart is in a holy place. When our heart is in a holy place, when our heart is in a holy place, we are blessed with love and amazing grace. When our heart is in a holy place, when our heart is in a holy place.
We extinguish our chalice with these words. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we meet again.
May dawn find you awake and alert, approaching your new day with dreams, possibilities, and promises. May evening find you gracious and fulfilled. May you go into the night blessed, sheltered, and protected. May your soul calm, console, and renew you. Amen, amen, ashe, aho. May it be so.